Hey everyone, this is Mayan Gordon. I'm the owner of Mayan Gordon Media, and we are back live at 5. We have an amazing guest, Jennifer Cline, and she is here. We're going to be talking about some really awesome issues that pertain to us all. Whether you're a business person, you work in a company, you're a content creator, we're going to talk about issues that really touch into everyone's lives in some significant way. So I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy this episode of my LinkedIn Live show. And Jennifer Cline, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to people, please?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. My name is Jennifer, and I'm the mother of two beautiful children. I'm a woodworker. I'm a self-professed, I'm a handy woman out of necessity. I make flags. There's one behind me in the background, and I just love doing anything crafty, anything pulling things off the curb and recycling them and upcycling. So that's what I do. I do videos and I put them out. Hopefully people enjoy watching and hopefully they're inspired.
Yeah, so a couple interesting things that I know about Jennifer. She's on TikTok and she's crushing it. She's doing really, really well. How many? You've got 180,000, is that right?
No, not quite. I hope to hit 175 today.
170. Okay. But
Yeah.
Round it up. It's going to be 180 in no time. She's got like about 180,000 followers, you guys. That's crazy. And she's doing it very specifically about the thing that she cares the most about, or maybe not the most about, but is very passionate about. She didn't care what was the most popular thing to create videos around. She said, this is what I do. This is what I love. Let me make videos about this. And that has been paying off really, really well. We will ask and get into TikTok in a little bit. But first, I want to ask you, how did you get into being so crafty? Is that something like you kind of always had a love for? Did you get into it at an early age or discover it later on? How did you get so handy?
Well, as far as being creative, I've always had the creative gene. As a child, my nickname was Jenny the Mess Maker because and God love my parents for putting up with me because I had like a little area in our kitchen and a small table, and I would sit there with my glue and like my construction paper and cut things up and just always was doing things like that. I've always been creative, always loved art. But really, I didn't think that I was much of I wasn't very handy, actually. I was married to a man who was a maintenance man. And unfortunately, after his passing, he passed 12 years ago.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It was after his passing that I was kind of left with this house that was falling down, and where do I go from here? And now I have to do my rules that I was used to and learn what his rules were too. So I picked up his tools that he left and taught myself, and little by little I would have, the smaller victories would like lead to bigger victories. So I just started putting things out on social media, and just it kind of grew from there. I just tried new things and just kind of worked my way up and taught myself.
So that's really cool to hear that you were able to take something that was a necessity and kind of turn it into a passion. Yeah. I'd love for you to maybe talk and reflect a little bit on that process. So was it starting out, I kind of imagine it was a bit stressful, probably. A lot stressful. Okay, I'm not missing the ball too far here. So what allowed it to be something that switched from being like really stressful to something where you felt more of that creative whim? Was it a base of knowledge? Was it kind of a different perspective? What helped you make that shift, or what was it that caused that shift?
I think it was in helping others. It wasn't until, because I kind of had my handiness that I was learning around the house, if that's such a word. But it wasn't until I was at work and I had a police officer friend that asked me to make a thin blue line flag. I'm going to say that's probably where the shift came.
That's where you felt something.
Yeah, because I was helping. I felt like I was giving back to somebody else. And then that led me to be a flag maker. It's my way of giving back. So I would credit the thin blue line flags, which morphed into all different kind of styles and just a whole side business in and of itself. But yeah, helping people.
That's awesome.
For somebody else.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I just want to suggest to everyone, if you're in a spot right now where you feel stuck, a lot of times the way to get unstuck from literally any spot you could possibly be in is to use your skills that you already have to help people. Even if you feel like, I'm not that great at fill in the blank. I'm not that great at cooking. I'm not that great at making flags or at whatever it is. To someone else, you are. And we're always our harshest critics, I think. And, to provide any level of value to someone else who really needs that value is such a powerful thing, both to them and to you. You both get to benefit and win. I'm going to take a second to shout out and appreciate some of the people in the comments right now. What is up, Latasha VIP from Houston? What's up, Heart Deep? Hope you're doing amazing and having a great start to your week. What is up, Carlos from Ontario? We got Tim from Scottsdale, Arizona. And we got a mystery LinkedIn user, because StreamYard won't tell me your name, that we can do whatever we set our mind to. I don't know why. It decides for some reason, whoever made that comment, that you're a mystery person. So I love it. But yeah, absolutely. You can do whatever you set your mind to, especially when it's about something greater than you, right?
Yes,
That's a time-old solution to getting through strife and struggle, is having a why that's bigger than just you. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit more about that. What is your why? What drives you? Obviously, I'm going to say your kids and your family, because that's got to be one of those factors. But besides, let's say family, or your kids, maybe dive deeper into that if there's other family members that kind of drive you. What are the things that motivate you, that inspire you, and that get you excited?
I think knowing that I have a greater purpose. And actually, I think I have several of them, but I think one thing that really drives me is setting a good example. I hope to be the example that I didn't have, maybe necessarily when I was growing up. When I was growing up,
I love that. That's me too. Sorry, I just have to tell you, literally me too. I want to become the person that when I was a kid, I wished was there to be nice to me, to teach me things, to see the signals that I was putting out that were, hey, help, or hey, I need to learn this thing, or hey, I'm struggling in this area, and for someone to see that and be like, I'm here to help you. So tell me more about that.
Definitely. So, well, I just remember, being a young girl. I think the only woman that I distinctly remember as holding a tool was Rosie the Riveter.
Right.
That was the only image I had. And then aside, so I had, Rosie, and then I had women dressed in bikinis holding tools. So that is
to sell the tools.
I feel like the next generation of women deserves better than that. We have evolved, and I hope that the image that I portray is what I think that they need to see. I think they need, you need to see it to be it. So I hope that I'm a good example in that way. And I think that I am making a difference because I do get a lot of comments from girls all over the world that say, I want to be like you when I grow up. So that's so cool. When people think of me, at the end of my life, I hope that they remember that I made a change and I made a difference, and that I was a good role model. Yeah,
absolutely. So this gave me an idea that I have to share with you, because we're both on TikTok, and we have similar types of audiences because we're both doing crafts. I'm doing glass blowing, you're doing all sorts of other cool crafts. And I also get a lot of people who say, oh man, I want to become a glassblower. How do I get into this? And one of the things that I've started to do is encourage them to be artists in whatever ways. They can't access really glassblowing, most of them. So trying to encourage them by holding different types of art contests. And it's been really phenomenal they'll, send me either Instagram message is mostly how they're sending me their submissions. But it gives me the opportunity to tell them, no matter what they're sending, wow, that's so great. Keep making more art. I think that's awesome. And that level of support from someone that they admire is so meaningful. So I'd love to know, do you hold any fun contests? How do you encourage your viewers and followers besides, let's say, responding to their comments?
Well, I did do a video in the past because I've had people say, I'm going to try that, which that's the coolest, as an artist, for someone to say, I really love what you did. I'm going to do my own version of that. So I encourage people to send pictures to me through Instagram. And then I did do a video showing
the different pictures.
Here was mine.
Sweet.
And then, because I think followers really, they like the shout out, and that was a way for me to include their work in my videos. So that was
Okay,
something that I
awesome.
did that
That's
was
great to
really
hear that
cool.
you're doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd love, let's talk a little bit more about TikTok quickly. What are some other things that you feel you've done that have helped you be successful? Like pretty darn successful on the platform. Like almost 200,000 followers is no joke at all, especially like it's still the first inning.
Yeah.
Really, to be honest, it's still the
Right.
first inning in the 9 inning game. And if you're at anything above, I think 50,000 right now, like you're set up super well for the future. So, what are some of the things you did early on? Let's just start with that. What are some of the
Okay.
things you did early on that built momentum and helped you out?
I think I stayed very true to myself. I think I was doing things on Instagram that maybe were kind of like training wheels for TikTok. Like for instance, if you look at the other makers and or the woodworkers that are out there, they don't do like the videos like I do. I think nothing of, if I'm going to do a project, I will dress the part. I'll dress in a costume, or I've
Right.
always kind of bebopped or like did a dance. And I'm very particular about editing and making my videos more of like a production. Like if this is going on in the music, then there needs to be something that matches in
Ooh,
my
I love that.
action. Yeah.
Totally. So
So
you
I've
treat
always,
it almost like a music video,
I
like in the
do.
classical sense.
Totally do. Totally
That's
do.
awesome.
Because not only do I put that on TikTok, but I do put it on Instagram. I put it on YouTube. I share it to multiple. It's on Pinterest. So it's worth it the time to me. It takes a lot of time, but I'm like, I'm going to put it on all of my social media platforms. So I really think that people appreciated when they would watch my videos that maybe I didn't put 50 of them out there in a day, but
Right.
the ones that I did put out, I really put a lot of time and effort into. And I think that is what has maybe set me apart from what I'm seeing other people, of my peers doing.
Yeah,
Would say
no, I
that.
think that's a great thing. I think that does set you apart. I think, typically the advice I give to people starting out is to be the opposite of that, is to be kind of random and testing and just to get into the habit of posting.
Yeah.
And I think that a better strategy than that is the one you're taking if you have the ability to commit yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
you put in a lot of effort. Let's not, again, you just said that, like, you really committed and put in the time, put in the effort. Not even just the time, but like the belief of like, I'm going to make a good video. And like, you believe that when you said
Yeah.
that to yourself. And I
Yeah.
think that's super crucial. There's a lot of people, like, if you in your head go, this isn't going to be that great, like, you're right. It's not. You're like
That's the law of
immediately killing
attraction.
yourself. Yeah. So you have to think that it's going to be awesome in your
Yes.
head for it to be awesome in real life. And that's true, I think, of almost anything. Like, as human beings, for us, a lot of the pleasure that we get in life is conducted in our own imagination and our own
Right.
mind. And to be able to tap into that, TikTok, I think, is a really powerful tool that allows you to, you know, tap into your creative senses
Yeah.
in a way that I love that you're using it as your pillar. You're
Yeah.
creating in TikTok and then distributing out from TikTok, because guess what, guys? A good TikTok video is a good video, period, point blank, end of discussion. And so it will do well on every platform if it does well on TikTok.
Yeah.
Have you had that similar experience?
I have, and I look at TikTok as like each video is money in the bank to me.
Yeah.
It's
can,
like,
are you
okay,
gonna,
I'm
go ahead.
putting them out there. I keep doing it. And maybe it only got a few thousand views, but I know there's going to be come a day when everything just, like, I keep waiting. I'm like, today could be the day when everything just explodes and everyone's going to go, oh my goodness, look at, 300 videos she has. And oh my goodness, they're all great. And like, I just keep waiting for that day when everything just explodes. And by the way, I
That's
want
awesome.
a check mark. If you can talk
Yes,
to me
of course.
afterwards, I want to get a blue check mark. I think that would help greatly.
So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have, for anyone watching, because I get messages all the time. There's no way to get. It's not like Instagram. So Instagram, there's people you can message and you like spend some money and you go through a vetting process and you get your check mark. On TikTok, it's an internal team. You can have someone on the outside like me make a suggestion to the one person that I'm connected to at TikTok, but even with that, there's never any guarantees. And that's why I have 2 accounts and only one of them has the check mark. Is because like
Really?
I don't know how to get. I don't know how to get the other one. I've suggested my own account to them, and it like hasn't made the review process or whatever it is. So it's definitely harder, I think, than most platforms. But I can certainly give you tips and advice that I think having in general, for anyone watching, having your email address, if it's not already in your bio, I think that's a huge thing, because I don't know the rules about them contacting you internally through the system. But as far as I know, they cannot message you from TikTok. They can only email you from TikTok. And so the other way they can contact you is through a system update, but that's not the same thing as a message. They don't send messages through their system updates. In fact, that's why they have the creator marketplace set up, which has its own system update. So if you're part of the creator marketplace, it's something that they would have emailed you from. So I've gotten your email first, and you'll get a system update. So it's like a notification through the system, and it says creator monetization, and you click on it, and then it says, so-and-so, name of the business, has, found you and wants to do possibly some business with you. It's, possibly, maybe. Here's, fill out these 3 things. There's like 3 lines. One's your email address. I think one is your like phone number. And then there's usually 1 or 2 other questions that the person asks. You fill that out, and then you wait. And then like, hopefully they email you. But it's very, there's like no messaging through their system, right? Their messaging, it's very like, tight on messaging.
Who do you message? But
so I think having,
I want to put it out there in the universe. And I know that people that are watching are wondering this thing.
So I would, after this, put up your email in case I'm right. And in case someone is watching, and they check it out right after this and they go, okay, cool, let me message her. The other tactic that I know that has worked for someone else is if you just connect with every single person you can find on LinkedIn who works at TikTok and start to send them a series of messages, not asking anything from them at first, but first explaining how much you appreciate their platform and how much you're contributing to it and how much value you're providing. Be like, I'm a creator on your platform. I absolutely love it. I'd love to get in touch with anyone who might be able to either help me out as a creator or talk to me about anything. Like, I'd love to do even better. Make it clear to them that you're contributing already, but if you had a little help, you would contribute more, because they do really highly value creator data. Now, I don't, and I'm not going to make any conjectures. Like, I do feel from the company that the people truly care. But in a business sense, what they care about is your data. Like that makes sense, right? And if you're providing valuable data, then they care about you. And so if you tell them, hey, I want to do even more for you guys, I just need a little help. You might have to message like 200 people to get 1 or 2 good responses. But I mean, that's honestly not that many people, right? So I would try that tactic. Again, don't come at them asking a question in your first message. Definitely just let them know that like you're on TikTok and you love it and you'd love to keep doing more with it.
And that's totally true. It isn't like I'm going to be, lying about anything. It's my favorite platform. I spend the most time on there. I absolutely love it. I like dream in TikTok.
That's awesome. So let's talk about that. How do you feel about TikTok compared to any of the other platforms? Like, clearly you love it more, but why? Why is TikTok better? Because I agree. I think TikTok, and I try to get this to people to understand this when they're like, I'm already on like Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, and like I don't like any of them. Why would I want to add another one? It's like, because then
the same thing.
Exactly. But once you get into TikTok, you're like, because it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Imagine if your work was fun, guys. Like, how awesome would that be? So, what do you think about TikTok makes it so much better and more fun than the other platforms?
Well, just for me, it is where I think all of my strengths combine and come together the best.
I love it. So what are those strengths?
Just with the editing of the videos, with the choosing of the songs, with just the kind of overall production. I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think that I'm pretty decent with that. So I just, with my creativity and like, I think that my strengths just really come together the best there. But as far as a general thing for everybody, they really were smart about the duets and everyone using the same theme and song, and just, how you can watch one video and think, I'm going to put my own spin on it. You don't have that on Instagram.
No, I never think that I'm never on Instagram looking at a photo or video and thinking, huh, I can do that, or I'd like to do that. I'm just like, nice
There's
picture.
very little of that.
Yeah.
There's very little. I think a few of the other ladies in my woodworking, we just did a video where it was the drop the brush challenge, but that was centered on TikTok. The main point was to put it on both.
Right.
But that isn't the norm. You don't normally see people collaborating like that on Instagram. It's all about, here's me. And honestly, anymore, it's like, I didn't post anything on Instagram today. I have to throw something on there just because I need to. And then I post and ghost, because I have to, if I think from a business standpoint, I have to put my time and energy where it makes the most sense for me. And it makes the most sense to me for TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah. And for me, I do the same thing. What I do with my Instagram now typically is I'm terrible, honestly, is I post probably once every 3 days on Instagram now. And it is always in kind of this haste of, crap, it's been 3 days. And then when I do post, I literally am just looking through my phone for whichever TikTok video I thought would be best in that 3-day period. I share the TikTok video, and I just caption it a little bit differently. And sometimes I mention that I'm on TikTok. And honestly, the people who want more from me, they go follow me on TikTok.
Yeah.
People on TikTok don't have so some of them do, but a large amount of people on TikTok don't have Instagrams. Everyone who has an Instagram can have a TikTok or will download TikTok. So I like to kind of push people almost from Instagram. I push people all over the place, honestly. Like, I push people from LinkedIn to my Instagram because they're different sides of you, right? Like, there's that one picture with the 4 squares and like the 4 different, right, like outfits that you have for like LinkedIn and Facebook. And that's actually something we love as people. We love to see all the different sides of a person because we know that human beings are complex, and it makes us very interesting. And so as long as you're staying authentic to yourself in each one of those places, guess what, guys? It's okay to have a personality that is not one flat, boring thing. In fact, that's probably how you exist, right? You're a different person with your parents than you are with your friends, right? Like, that's just how we are as human beings. So what is the side of you that you love sharing the most through TikTok? And do you think that it is different than other platforms, or are you like really, because there's definitely people who like are just consistent. This is who they are across any platform. And that's really cool too.
I think my goofy side.
Yes, I love it.
TikTok definitely gets my goofiness that maybe doesn't translate as well in other places. And that is brought out with being able to use sound, or being able to go, okay, I'm going to take so-and-so's video and do my own spin and just do some really kooky things with it. So yeah, definitely my goofy, playful side.
I love that. I agree. I agree. I think a really great way for people to experiment with being goofy or silly is through the duet feature.
Yeah.
Because really with the duet feature, what most people do, and kind of what you're expected to do, is make goofy faces, make faces. So there's a little series that I saw another creator doing, and I was like, that's really working. Sometimes you'll see a video and you're like, that video got that many views?
I know.
And then you'll think, well, I might as well try it because it's so simple. And so this video, in fact, I will pull it up, but it's this creator, he does like these satisfying, have you seen them? He like scoops things off the top of a glass to like make it flat. And he's got a ton of followers. He's got like 2 or 3 or 4 million followers. And there's this
one of my friends, I think one of my friends just did that. She reacted to that video.
Yes, exactly. It's a thing now. Yes, it's a thing now. People are just reacting to it. And they're labeling it different things. So like the guy I saw, the guy I saw do it, he was doing very accurate descriptions. So I did completely inaccurate or ratings. It was ratings, not descriptions. So it's just like, it's just making faces to different things, right? Totally goofy, Not something I'd ever put on LinkedIn or even really Instagram,
Yeah, that
but
would
it
get
works.
lost in translation over there.
They'd
Then
be
people
like,
would be
"What are
like,
you, stupid?" Yeah, they'd
she's
be like, "What
locked
kinda."
away.
Yeah, exactly. But on TikTok, that's got 75,000 views, right?
Wow.
With, 60 comments, which is it's a medium low number, but still 60 comments
Yeah.
of people engaging in all different ways, from who else thought the sprinkles were satisfying, I can't be the only one. Like, there's so much value and information and
Yeah.
observation you can get from your TikTok comment section that's so much better. Like, that's another reason I love TikTok more than the other ones, is like the comments are
I
sometimes they're freaking hilarious.
I
So
know.
the other great thing about TikTok is you can respond now via video to anyone's comment. And this creates an extra community engagement feature, because people go, "Oh, they responded to that person's comment. Maybe they'll respond to my comment." And it makes them really hopeful. And it's just funny. So, like in this video, and
Yeah.
let me do the sound so you guys can hear. It's the Roses song, but you don't know what the right. So people were commenting on the song what they thought the lyrics sounded like, and so I just responded to one of the comments because because the person said, I was in a corner with a bag of screaming goats.
Ah!
So I did a video where I'm in the corner with a bag of screaming goats, and now you can't
That's
unhear
freaking
it.
hilarious.
See, you totally hear it, right?
It
Yeah.
does sound like that.
And again, that video has also 75,000 views,
Wow.
which for me is, I would say, a medium performing video. My good performing videos do like 200,000 to 3 million.
Yeah.
A mega videos like 3 million plus.
Yeah.
But my bad videos do, I'd say, 20 to 50,000. So this is above. It's an above average video.
Yeah.
I'd say bad is average. That's the other thing I'd like to say on TikTok is, like, your bad videos are your average videos, and then the ones that go viral are kind of your exceptional videos. Is that
Yeah.
kind of your experience, like that you're getting a consistent level at one point and then you get these crazy spikes, or has it been like
Yes.
really consistent upward for you?
No, it's crazy spikes. It almost is cyclical to where it's almost to where I'm like, why am I doing this? Nobody's watching.
Right.
And then all of a sudden
And then
one will take
boom.
off. Yeah. And it's just right about when Jennifer's about ready to give up and like go, maybe my
It's like
following
the
maybe
system
a
knows.
plateaued. Yeah. Maybe a plateaued, and then all of a sudden, bam, something happens and they take off. That's why I say it's like money in the bank, because then once
Yeah.
one takes off, I see the trickle down effect.
The trickle, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something that doesn't happen on every account. I have talked to people and have had actually experiences with accounts where a viral video only touches that one video. And why that is because it's not compelling in a sense for people to go look at more. It was just satisfying. They're just like, cool, next. But like, it was a real good, cool, like they watched it, maybe they watched it 3 times. The video in particular, I've had an experience with this, but happened before. It was a shark related video. So it was a shark almost attacking someone, but not attacking someone. So I think people have an affinity for sharks. Like almost every shark video I've ever posted has done incredibly well. Secret sauce, you guys, if you have any shark videos, put them out there. They'll go crazy on TikTok. But people weren't like satisfied enough, or like, because the shark didn't bite the person. I think they were like, okay, cool, but like next. And they didn't want to go look at any of the other videos.
Right.
Compared to, I think, what happens on my glass blowing account most often when there's a viral video is either 1 or 2 specific other videos will spike like really hard with that video, or all the videos will get a percentage boost almost. Like they'll all go up, 10 or 20%. Have you had an experience with one of those either way, where it's specific videos spiking, or have you seen really like an overall all the videos going up? What's that looked like for you?
It's usually there's one, and I feel like people will like it and they watch it, and then they're like, "Oh, what else is she about?" And then I see the trickle down effect. But yeah, it spikes, and then you'll see like flatline or even keel, and then boom, all of a sudden something. But I'm constantly like, I pay attention to how many people looked at my profile. That drives me crazy.
Oh, totally.
Like, why did those people look at my profile and then they didn't hit the follow button. So I'm constantly
Right.
tinkering with like my heading, or do I do a video for my thumbnail, or do I do like, was my picture not inviting enough? Did they think that I was spammy because I have, the DeWalt hat? Like, what is it
Totally.
exactly? So
That's
I'm
fun. So you really get
constantly,
into that psychology of like,
yeah.
what are
So,
people thinking when they land on my page? I love
right.
that. That's really cool.
So, yeah.
That's
So
really
I
cool.
just changed my saying because I think I had like repurpose, like inspiring. I forget so I did a take on the savage. I'm a
Oh,
savage.
cool. Yeah.
So I put, I'm a savage, crafty with a ratchet.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's
So
awesome.
I'm like, everyone on TikTok knows that song.
Yeah.
And maybe when they land on me, they'll go, okay, she's funny too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll recognize that and they'll want to follow me. So I just did that, I think yesterday. I came up with that. I
That's
just heard that.
awesome. I
I'm
love
always
that.
changing lyrics. That's why the goat
Yeah.
thing really struck me. So yeah, I did that. I wanted to touch real quickly on the duet
Yes.
thing because I just created one and I would love if you would duet it.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
It's me handing a hammer.
And what's your handle? Let me throw it up here in a banner so everyone
I'm
can see and
Mr.
go
Walt because
follow.
that's my nickname. That's part of my story. My friends gave me the Mr. Walt
DEWALT.
DEWALT. Yeah.
Okay.
DeWalt.
Is there any like underscores or anything like that?
No, but I'm at Jennifer.Cline.
Okay, on
It's
TikTok.
Mr. Walt at Jennifer.Cline. Yeah.
Mr. Walt at Jennifer.Cline.
Yes. Cline with a C. CLINE.
All right, I'm gonna throw that up.
So
Let me know if I got it right or
it's
wrong.
probably 3 videos back.
Is that correct?
I missed spelled out. Mr. Walt.
Oh, gotcha.
Sorry.
Oh no, of course not.
I've got Mr. Walt
MISS.
is my heading, and then at Jennifer.Cline.
MISS, Miss.
Yes.
Get that up there so
It's
everyone
a nickname.
can go follow.
Yeah, there we go.
Everyone go follow. Absolutely. And so, yeah, let's talk about the duet feature just a little bit more. I would absolutely love to duet you. So the reason that duetting works so well on TikTok is for a couple of reasons. One, you are literally bringing someone else into your video. And what happens is TikTok recognizes who people are. And it goes, oh, there's now a larger audience of people who are interested in seeing this content, because I will watch something that has Brad Pitt in it, but I'll also watch something that has Brad Pitt and someone else I've never heard of in it because I like Brad Pitt. And so it widens your literal audience of people who have already indicated that they want to see your video. So just from that alone, you'll get your video shown to more people. Now, then there's also on top of that, the factor that we like to see people interact with each other. Like we love relationship dynamics. We like to see 2 people in a video better than we like to see 1 person in a video. Most of the time, again, unless we're like fanatic level and then we just have eyes for the superstar. But anything up to that point, it's like, I want to see how that person interacts with other people. Like that's fascinating to us. And that duet feature allows interaction without interaction. It's like a really interesting form of interaction that doesn't exist in real life in any format. Like you cannot duet someone in real. It's like an only internet existing thing. But you're still interacting with that person.
Right.
And so it's something new to us as a human species, literally, you guys, that we have this new form of interaction and communication. It's a form of communication too, because you're talking to the person without talking to them at all.
Yeah.
And so definitely tap into this while it's hot, because as human beings, we lose interest and normalize everything. So at some point we'll be bored with duets. I would definitely tap into it now while it's something that just in it of itself as a feature we're interested in, because it's new and it's a different form of communication than we're used to. And you can be creative about it in different ways. So have you ever done any of the duets where you're like reaching through, let's see if I can get this right now that I'm backwards.
That's totally what mine is.
Cool. So tell people about that.
So
what am I describing?
I have a hammer, and I wanted it to be like a making it or breaking it. I think that's the hashtag I used, where I hand a hammer over to somebody. And then I did have one duet. It was Goodly Earth or Godly Earth, or he's a very famous handyman. So basically, like, he took my hammer and he like swung it, and then like magically this chair that he built appeared, and then he swung it again, and his daughter was in the chair, and then he hands, and meanwhile I'm over there like reacting.
Right. Yeah.
And then he hands the hammer back, and I take it, and
That's cool.
that's the end of it. So I thought people could be like you with your glass. If you had like maybe a mistake that you could smash, like you're mad and you smash it, or however you want to take the ball and run with it. But yeah, so basically, if you want to do that, it's me handing a hammer to you.
Cool.
And
cool. I love
whatever.
that. Yeah. So you guys, it's a fun way to be creative. It's a fun way to be goofy if you're not inherently goofy, because it kind of forces you into it. And then it's also a quick way to make videos. Like if you're like, I don't have time to make original content, duet stuff. Like
or
give yourself
to it.
Give yourself 5 minutes to create a video with a duet, and whatever the best you come up with, like put it out there. And you're probably, I'll be honest, you guys, you're not going to feel great about it. you're going to feel like it's not a good video, to be honest. You're going to be like, I don't think I should put this out there. Like, this is not up to the standards of me. But TikTok is not about standards. It's about creativity. It's about exploration, experimentation, authenticity, support. And duetting's a great thing that taps into all of those things. So again, it's about people have such a fear, I think, about being goofy on TikTok, because they go, what if someone from LinkedIn sees it? And that's like this, you guys. It's like a bikini. TikTok's like a bikini. Now, you can wear a bikini and no one's going to look at you twice if you're in a swimming pool or at the beach.
Yeah.
Now, if you wear the bikini into a 5-star restaurant, of course people are going to stare. So LinkedIn, the platform, is like a boardroom, right? Yeah. So like you don't walk into a boardroom with a bikini. But TikTok's like the beach. Sorry, TikTok's not the bikini. TikTok's like the beach or the swimming pool. And you're pretty much expected to be wearing a bikini. And if you show up in a suit and a tie, you better at least be acting goofy in it, so people know that you're not crazy and like showing up to a swimming pool with a suit and tie on for real. They want, right? They want either, so it's, you can be as goofy and as silly as you want, because that's the context of the platform. It's what you're supposed to do there. Yeah. And then also inherently on TikTok, people won't remember your content. They'll remember you, but it's very unlikely they'll remember any of your specific videos unless you bring it up. Because when you watch a 10-second video and you watch 50 of them in a row, how could you possibly remember any of them when your brain was in a state of like subconscious consumption? And that's what TikTok does to you. It puts you in this state of like subconscious consumption, to where you're reacting consciously a little bit, but mostly you're just like being entertained by the content that's being fed to you. So I'd love to know, do you go on TikTok a lot for pleasure or for fun, or is it mostly for your own content creation and kind of not business, but like for your center?
Both. When I don't have time to create a video, I'm on there to enjoy. It's like a great escape for me, but also it feeds my creative side. It almost is to the point where I have to shut it off because I have too many ideas now.
Yeah. And you just have to pick one to like.
I know. I'm like, okay, I got to save that sound to my favorites, and then I'll circle back to it and like do something that fits my woodworking or like me out in my shop and fits my brand. But yeah, I'm on there and it's like, oh my gosh, I hear a song and I'm like, okay, I got to put that, or I got to put that note in my notes in my phone are like a mile long.
Oh my God. Yes, me too. I love my notes.
Yeah, I know. It's like, thank God for that. You know,
and sometimes you guys, the fun thing about doing that, let me know if you do this too, but sometimes they just build up and build up to the point where like I can go back to notes that were like a year or two ago and like look at those ideas that I've completely forgotten and go, oh,
that's
like let me actually try that now. And I would say the same thing. Like TikTok, it gives me so many ideas that sometimes I'll go on to get an infusion of creativity that will then actually apply to the business side of what I'm doing. Like maybe I have to write a lot of posts like for social media, for LinkedIn, for Instagram, for whatever. And if you get into writing, I'd say too much on the writing side, it drains you. You need like another creative source to fuel your writing a lot of times for it to be like super, super amazing. Like you can be a good writer and knock out anything, but to get that real like amazing level of writing, you have to have that fire and that passion. And for me, sometimes going on TikTok for a couple minutes gives me some fire and passion because I got those cool ideas
Yep.
that I didn't have them before. And now I have those ideas. And whether I'm going to use them or not, the possibilities are there. And as the possibilities grow, the more likely you are to pursue and execute on opportunities. So I'd love to ask you that kind of as a closing thing is, what sort of opportunities or good things has TikTok brought into your life since you've started using it?
Well, definitely with a larger following, I've attracted companies that want to work with me. Now, I'm not doing where I'm getting paid on there yet, which I would love for that to come, but I am having people reach out to me and send me products or ask me to be an
That's amazing.
affiliate.
I mean, that's honestly how it should start for most people. I think it until you've built up a skill of, I'd say, influencer marketing, which is a real skill. It's something I am not great at yet. It's something I'm still working on. Like, how do you really craft a video that really sells a product without selling it at all? That really delivers on the value end for the brand in an incredible way that then gives you back a ton of leverage, right? Because that's what you want as the influencer, is leverage more than just a couple $100. And so figuring out how to build that, I think, definitely takes time and process. But the fact that you're already getting brands reaching out to you, sending you product, wanting to work with you, I think is huge. Huge. How long have you been on TikTok for?
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah, and probably one of the most exciting things that happened. I know.
Like you're like, I'm not getting paid yet. It's like only been 9 months.
But I did have a TV producer reach out to me that wanted me to audition for a show. Now, I didn't get selected.
That's still amazing.
But my goodness, they know who I am now, and there's next year.
Yeah.
And I don't even know
other shows that you don't even know about.
Right.
They know about because they're friends with other producers. Like,
exactly.
That's super cool. That's super cool.
Huge. That's huge. And now I'm still waiting. Like DeWalt, I love them and they know who I am. I would love to have a sponsorship with them officially or work in some capacity because I have a lot of ideas for them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that as my numbers grow, that they're like, oh my gosh, she has like 1 million followers. We have to work with her now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, things are starting there. The numbers definitely help. It's definitely given me exposure. And things, the ball is just starting to roll and it's really exciting. I wake up every day. I'm like, this could be the day. Today could be the day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every day could be the day that you have your 50 or 100 million crazy viral video on TikTok. And the reason for that is because like literally anything can make a TikTok video go viral. Anything that you're not even aware of. Like the fact that you used a particular color on a particular thing and that like there's a huge fan base for that, or that you made like I've made art pieces sometimes that I guess looked like something in Fortnite. Like I don't play Fortnite, I have no idea.
My son does. Yeah.
but like they'd be like, that looks like this like weapon in Fortnite. And I'd be like, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's exactly, you got it. That's what I was going for. But the world's so big and there's so many people in it that just putting out content that you really are making an effort on creating can lead to some crazy, crazy things with the power of the algorithm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also, and I believe totally in the law of attraction. So that's why I say like, I wake up every day and just expecting something awesome to happen. But yeah, TikTok, definitely my favorite. If you're not on there and you're watching, you got to get on there.
Absolutely. And if you need any encouragement or motivation, message either me or Jennifer. How would they get in touch with you if they wanted to reach out with you?
Well, on LinkedIn, you can just go ahead. I accept everybody that requests me on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
You can find me on TikTok or Instagram. You can message me there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I mean, if you just Google Miss DeWalt, you're going to find all of my information. So yeah.
That's awesome. I love that you picked that name. Kind of speaks into the dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So
it was a joke at first. It was a joke, and I just kind of like
now it's going to be a reality. One of these days, you're going to look back.
I just owned it because
you're going to look back at that joke and think, I can't believe this really happened. Like my life is crazy.
I live my life every day going, okay, now when they make my movie, my Lifetime movie about me, they're going to include this scene in it. So
exactly. Yes. I love that. You guys definitely think of your life as a movie because you are the main character in it. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing story. And every single hardship that comes your way is just another thing that adds to how great your story is. And I can definitely feel that from you, just from your energy, that you take everything that comes your way that should be a really big hardship, and you turn it and make it into something that's an amazing part of your story. And that's an amazing part of you. So I really appreciate you coming on today, sharing part of that story. And you guys definitely, please do reach out to Jennifer. She's an amazing person to just have in your network, have as a friend. And if you need to get in touch with me, here is my contact info. You can also contact me through LinkedIn, TikTok, or Instagram. And that is all we have for you guys tonight. I really appreciate you. If you found value in this, make sure to share it to your network. That definitely helps spread the word, connects all of us more with positivity and powerful information. So you guys have a fantastic night, and we will be back at it tomorrow.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.